Welcome to the Life of Hair. My name's James Atkinson, and in today's episode we're going to look at one of my favourite balayage techniques. It's the ribbon weave balayage. This is such a simple technique. It's so salon friendly, it's so easy to do. I think you're going to love it, and I hope you love it as much as I love using it. It's one of those techniques that you can have in the bag for upgrading clients to balayage services, or you can do express balayage services in your salon. I always think it's really important to have in your toolkit a technique that you can bring out in a hurry. Whether it be because you're running behind, whether it be because you want to add a service on, or whether it be that you want to give that client some special treatment in another area of their service, so that you can go that extra mile and make that client feel like they've had a real experience coming to your salon. I hope you enjoy this episode, and if you do, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the videos if you do. And also, if you've got any videos or comments you'd love to make, then scroll all the way down to the bottom and leave those comments. I love chatting to you guys. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again very soon. Here's our starting point. Some previously bleached hair on the ends here. Back up towards the mid-lengths, we have got a level 7 tint, and then at the roots we've got a level 6 Caucasian ash tone. What we're going to do is create a beautiful balayage out of this using a rib, but let's look at how we apply the product first. So to the mid-lengths, I am applying full saturation. That means I'm coating all the hair in product and in bleach, and I'm working it through. Then I'm going to use a backhanding technique to brush the product back up towards the roots. The trick to this is not to press too hard on the hair. We are simply skimming the surface of the hair to distribute the product evenly from the ends all the way back up to the roots. This gives a beautifully subtle blended result that I think is an absolute salon winner. A super quick technique. This will all be done in no more than 45 minutes, and it will look an absolute peach, and it's fun to do. Same again, exact same rules apply. Now this section is slightly lighter on the ends than my previous section. Rather than worrying about that too much in the blending phase, what I'm going to do is control my saturation by removing some of the colour from the ends before I apply my foil. My foil is not to enhance the lift, it is just to purely separate my sections away from the hair underneath. When the foils are placed so loosely on the hair, you really are not going to get any added benefit of having a foil. Now, this is where we look at how to weave the section. 1.5 centimeter sections all the way up the head, and then we use a up and down motion to take approximately 1 centimeter width sections that are approximately 1.5 centimeters in depth. This means that we've got plenty of hair to work with and lots of hair underneath our blend, so that we don't get any patches or splodgy effects from us pressing the product too far through a fine section. The finer your sections are, the less success you'll have with this technique. So be sure to use plenty of hair in your sections. Even 2 centimeter sections would be absolutely perfect for this technique, and you're going to get through it a little bit quicker as well. So that's an added bonus. I always think that with balayage techniques, less is always more. You may want to saturate all the ends, and you may want to saturate all the hair, but that is not necessarily going to help you when it comes to balayage. When I'm teaching my balayage classes, one of the main things that I see is that people want to colour all the hair all the way through. And that is very common in my classes, but it's not always what you need. You'll just note that I've picked up the ends of the section underneath here, and I am just applying a small amount of lightener to them, and that is to mainly clean out some old toner that is present in the hair, giving me a cleaner canvas to work with when I come to tone later. And bear in mind, if I'm ever bleaching previously pre-lightened hair, I'm always using a bonder. Keep your hands clean when you're working with this technique to ensure that you don't get product in places that you didn't want it. This is the finished techniques with the foil removed so that you can see how the saturation changes from the mid-lengths to the roots to the ends. I've simply applied a root stretch technique to this, and then I've put a toner, a lighter toner through the ends, and that is to create a little bit more blending from the roots through to the ends in the final result, which you're about to see. Multi-dimensional finished result, soft at the roots with a beautiful blonde hue towards the ends, and nice and clean in lift. One of the things about saturating the hair well is that it will always enhance the sort of lift that you will get from your client's hair. So saturation, guys, and I know I've said this 1,000 times before, but it is king of the hair coloring world. And your control of your saturation, whether you're root stretching, hand blending, ribbon weaving, whatever you're doing, will always determine how successful your results are, including highlights. So I hope you found this interesting, and if you have, then don't forget, as I said in the beginning, please smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I can't wait to see you guys again next week for another episode of The Life of Hair.